What's happening? Straight up Tennessee family. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day. Listen, tonight we are diving into what is probably going to be the most important question we have here in 10 days when fall camp kicks off. We're talking all about the quarterbacks tonight. Who's going to take this job? We're also going to talk about the defensive line because I think it's our greatest strength in 2025 is this defensive line and what Rodney Garner's produced. I think there's a lot of pieces on this defensive line who are coming back, and now there's also a lot of additions, a lot of people from the portal, but a lot of freshmen and a lot of young guys who can also make some noise on Rocky Top in 2025. We're going to dive into all of that on the defensive side of the ball. But like I told you guys, the main attraction tonight is the quarterback battle. Is it a real battle? And if so, who's going to win the job? I've got a lot of hot takes about it. I've got a lot of things that could potentially happen. But Josh Heupel didn't go to the portal and bring somebody in for no reason. And so that's how we're just going to start off the show tonight. It's just like that. Who's going to win the job? Let's talk all about it. I got my guys C2 with me tonight. You already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day. Let's get it popping.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Mashak's got to go. A fire! Fire wins it! Jamari Mashak wins it! He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss! And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
Straight up Tennessee family, what's happening? And happy Sunday, man. Y'all know what to do. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel, man. We have had a joining frenzy over the last few months, and I think it's time to ramp that thing back up. So if you guys have been watching the show for a while and you want to be a part of this thing and you want to go ahead and learn more about what Straight Up Tennessee is about, you want to learn more about content, you want to learn more about all of the news that all the news outlets get, but we get it first. I can promise you we get a lot of the news that gets out to these news outlets. We get it first. And if you want that first kind of hit from Straight Up Tennessee, you can get it, man. All you got to do, join the channel, man. I mean, literally $2. Join the channel. Then you're invited to all the Straight Up Tennessee tailgates during the fall, everything, man. So hop on in and be a part of the Straight Up Tennessee family. My boy C2, brother, how is it going today?
It's been a good day, man. Reef fishing in Key West. Can't complain.
So casual. Reef fishing in Key West. just casual. Like that's a normal day, you know. Like, oh man. Let's see what's going on in the chat, man. The man Grayson Riffy was here early. He says, what up? What's up, Grayson? Good to see you, bro. My boy Dylan Elam in the chat. Yes, sir. Ski Tennessee Junior, my man Mark. What's up, bro? He said, evening. Look, Grayson said, I'm trying to join, fellas. Send the link. Hey, Grayson, you hop into Discord, you can get the link, bro. Yeah. You hop into Discord, you can get the link, man. We'll bring you on and have some fun, talk a little football with you tonight, man. But C2, I think tonight's show is probably the one I've honestly been the most excited and dreaded the most because we've went through corners. We've went through linebackers. We've talked about the receivers and the running backs. I love the defensive line. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of my favorite groups to talk about. But when we get to that guy that's going to line up under center for the first snap here in literally 40 days, my head is I'm still scratching my head. How are you feeling on July 20th knowing that here in literally 41 days on August 30th, they're in Atlanta, Georgia, and Mercedes-Benz. Tennessee faces off against Syracuse. And right now, 41 days away, we do not know, quote unquote, who our starting quarterback is. What does that make you feel like?
I mean, I feel like we know, even if we don't know, it's not been made official, but I feel like we've got a pretty good read on who it's going to be. To me, I think the more interesting question at the quarterback position is who comes in if that starter gets injured.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hold that thought. But obviously, on Wednesday, man, we had a great conversation just about SEC Media Day, what all of the players had to say, what Josh Heupel had to say. The two guys that went, being Bryson Easton and Miles Kisselman, and actually adding one more with Arion Carter. It was three guys that went. Those three guys all had nothing but good things to say about the incoming transfer quarterback being Joey Aguilar. Just saying that he set the table for what type of temperature he was bringing into the facility. First week there, he takes the offensive line out. First week there, he's playing Fortnite with Miles Kisselman, taking him out to dinner, right? Like, he has won, it seems as if he's won this offensive line. He's won this team. He's won the leadership role of a lot of these players who have either played a lot of college football, right, or have been around this program enough time to be called a leader. Arion Carter's a junior, but he's played a lot of football and played in a lot of big games for us. Bryson Easton, a 6-year senior, played a lot of football for Tennessee. Miles Kisselman going the JUCO route, going to Alabama, playing here for the very first time really in his collegiate career, having a great year in 2024. Now his kind of super senior year, and year 5 for him, but year 2 in the system, has nothing but good things to say about Joey Aguilar. Those are the things that I look at, because I feel like who you are character-wise is going to show up in the people that who are around you, right? I think that we can talk to the source and catch a feel from that person on who he is. But I think that the further you go in relationship, you can ask the people around him, and that's what will tell you how this guy is. And those guys gave great feedback to the media on kind of what Joey has done so far and who Joey is going to be in 2025. And so, I've met the dude personally, been around him a lot really in the last few months. I think the dude is solid. I think that personality wise, there's no way he's not fitting in, bro. He's an easygoing, light fella, just smart. You can tell just based off how he has conversation, looks you in the eye when he talks to you, has a lot of charisma. Right. I feel like you need some charisma as a quarterback. You got to have a little swag about you. And he has that swag. So much so he's a senior, right? Super senior, that 5th-year senior, because he got a JUCO year. He's worn number 4 his whole career. Even his Instagram tag is Joey Aguilar 4. Mike Matthews' high school number was 4. Joey could have easily snatched 4 up, but what did he do? He gave that 4 to Mike Matthews, and he took 6. That told me a lot, bro. Like, that little told me a lot about who this kid is, bro. It has me excited, man. He really has me excited.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's bringing something we missed last year, which is leadership at that position. And, yes, he's a 5th-year senior versus someone who was a redshirt freshman. So I would expect him to be a little bit more mature, have a little bit of that leadership capability. But the fact that he's come in and already has, like, key players on our offense sticking up for him in interviews and complimenting him at that position, players are going to play harder for you if they believe in you and believe you've got their back, not just on the football field, but outside of the football field. So this is one of the reasons I think we kind of know who the quarterback is probably going to be.
We'll dive into more of the quarterback competition and because I think we could talk about that for an hour, right? Like, so to start tonight, we wanted to obviously give you a taste of what the rest of the night is going to look like. Because once we start talking about these quarterbacks, I got some numbers, real hard factual numbers that might blow your mind. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But man, let's talk about this defensive line, bro, right? Obviously, that has been, in my opinion, C2, you can tell me if I'm wrong or if you don't agree. That has been the whole, like the shining star in the midst of what's happened to us since April, right? It's the fact that we've been able to lean on not just one position group, but that entire defense as a whole. We've been able to lean in and know they're going to be fine. You bring in, like we've talked about, you bring in the transfer cornerback Colton Hood from Colorado to kind of help fill that void, being Jamar McCoy being injured. You bring in some guys from the portal. You bring in some young guys in different positions, but this defensive line, coached by the one and only Rodney Garner, has only gotten better, bro. Like, you lose a first-round pick in James Pierce, only to have another potential first-round pick in Joshua Josephs replacing him, right? And so, just for people to remember, if you don't remember who's on this defensive line, who's coming back, well, let me tell you this. Jackson Moy, he's on his way back. David Hobbs is on his way back. Bryson Eason, Don Bailey, Tyree West. These 5 guys played a lot of snaps. These guys played a ton of snaps in 2024, people, in big-time games. I think one of the best rotations, C2, was actually when we put Moy and Hobbs in. On the inside, you had Davin and Jackson Moy and on the tackle positions, and then you would throw in Tyree West and either James or Josephs or Elijah Herring. Like, it didn't really matter. Not Elijah Herring, but Caleb Herring. And it didn't really matter. If Moy and Hobbs were in there, man, that was a nasty front, bro. And so not only do you have those guys coming back, but you bring in young freshmen like Ethan Utley. You bring in the 5-star Isaiah Campbell. You bring in another dog in Marion Dye. But then you had 2 big injuries last year, guys that you thought were going to make noise for us, but they had injuries. Nathan Robinson, Jamal Wallace, both guys injured last year, and we needed them. And so the thing about it was, even though they had injuries, we then go to the portal this offseason and bring in the Grand Valley State transfer, Josh Schnell, right? You know, if that defensive line doesn't get any better, right, you still got Caleb Herring. You still have a guy in Tyree Weathersby, bro, who was hurt last year as well, had a hip injury, didn't get to play a lot, was out all year. Carson Gentile, where does he come from? In the summer, obviously he had summer, but what does his impact look like in the fall camp? I mean, bro, this is a position group that is not only loaded, but it has so many, what's the word I'm looking for? Combinations of guys that you can throw out there. Yeah. Josh Josephs, Caleb Herring, right? Jordan Ross, bro. Like, there is so much in this position group. I don't even know who I don't care who rolls out there against Syracuse. Like, I don't care, bro. A, because they're not going to be the only guys that play. And B, there's so many great defensive linemen that we have with Rodney Garner. It doesn't put you in a place of where you are nervous about any type of rotation, any injury even, right? Yeah. I think last year, a lot of us were a little kind of like, we don't want James to get hurt. But it wasn't it wasn't a worrisome thing. It was like, that would suck for him because he's going to be a first-round draft pick. But we got guys behind him who can play. And so now you get an opportunity to see what this defensive line looks like without James Pierce. What makes you the most excited when you look at this group?
It's got to be the depth. I mean, there should not be a game where we have a exhausted defensive line, people who are too tired to get after the quarterback, because we just have so many people you can rotate in, and not just like just guys, right? Like not just people you're throwing out there to throw out there because you need to give your good players a rest, but we've got like dogs, first string, second string, third string, and then all the way down to like true freshmen coming in. So that's the first reason that depth makes me excited. The second reason is this defensive line, barring any crazy transfers, is built to last for the next several years, as we've got seniors who can teach these freshmen and sophomore and kind of mentor them in the game as they're coming up with arguably one of the best coaches and definitely one of the best positional coaches in the game.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think his experience in time over time shows up. When anybody talks about Coach G, whether they're in the NFL, retired players, even from the NFL, everyone says that guy's like a father figure to him, but he is going to get the best out of you. We know what that means, man. I mean, I pulled this comment up a little earlier, but Dylan said it. Gardner legit took a janitor at Dollar General from Georgia Military Academy and made him a good NFL edge. Byron Young. If y'all don't remember Byron Young, a dog, straight dog, bro. I mean, and it was because he had the motor, bro. He had the motor, and Coach G was able to train technique and get him to a place where, dude, he's making noise with the Rams in the NFL, man. And I mean, you can't teach that, right? Rodney Gardner just has so much experience, bro. And it's honestly why we now can bask in knowing that I have no worries at this position group. I'm just more excited to see the combos, who we roll out together, who shines that we didn't think was going to.
I mean, we've got five guys in this group that could get drafted, and that's just counting seniors.
I mean, who you got? Josh Josephs, Don Bailey, Tyree West.
Yeah, Bryson Eason, potentially.
Bryson Eason.
Dominic Bailey, potentially. It would be later round. Oh, you said Dom, sorry.
Josh. Dom, Josh, Bryson Eason, Tyree West,
Moy,
and Jackson Moy. Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen, at least not that I paid attention to, like a defensive line that's got five guys that could legitimately get drafted. Now, I'm not saying all of them are going to be like second rounders, but over the course of 7 rounds, I can see all 5 of them going.
I mean, and they said David Hobbs is eligible for the draft too.
Yeah, I was just counting seniors, but yeah, I mean, if you start looking at juniors, it gets even more stupid.
Hey man, is Rodney Garner the John Calipari of college football defensive line coaches? Like, hey man, you come here, you're getting to the league. I don't know what round, but you getting there.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the fact that he can and has, I mean, bro, he took a guy, Matt Butler, who I don't think any of us thought was actually like that good in the Butch years, or not Butch years, but the Pruitt years. Matt Butler was good. He was always big and quick, but he never made noise. And 1 year with Coach G, he got drafted. It speaks for itself, bro. And Matt Butler is still making millions of dollars in the NFL. Yeah. Like, I just think the young talent is what I'm excited about. Ethan Utley, Marion Dye, those guys, man. Jordan Ross, year 2 for Jordan Ross. Like, this is huge. I just think the impact that the younger fellas are going to be able to make I think that's what's going to sustain us this season. I think we got a lot of older guys. And I don't think all of them have been injured, but they've suffered some injuries. You know, Bryson Eason's had some injuries. Tyree had some injuries last season, right? That kept him out of a couple of games. You even go deeper onto that roster and you think about, like they said, you know, Nathan Robinson didn't play a lot last year. Neither did Jamal Wallace. And everybody was excited about Jamal Wallace transferring in, but he didn't get to see the field in 2024 as much necessarily as we thought. And so I like the opportunity now that these guys who didn't get to play much last year, now it's your time to shine, man, because the rotation, we know Gardner's going to play I mean, what, Corey, 10 to 12 of these guys,
Oh yeah.
right? Like,
sure.
I mean, at least, right? And I mean, he does ride a hot group, right? But it's not the same hot group every game because it changes.
Yeah.
Like, who's playing well, who's not playing well, who's good for this scheme, right? Like, who's making sense for this team tonight, right? And I think against Syracuse, at the end of the day, what is going to make Tennessee explosive enough on defense is the fact that we're going to be able to continue to throw fresh bodies at that offensive line and I think wear them down by quarter number 3. I really do.
I'd be surprised if it takes that long, to be honest with you.
Dylan in the chat, my man says, when you take into account how bad off we were in 21 as far as how many transfers left, Garner to have this much talented depth is insane. He's a miracle worker. Yeah. I think it's just again, your track record speaks it all, right? It says everything that they need to know. Parent-wise, right? Parents have a say. As much as we don't want to believe it, the parents still get to speak into the child, even though NIL is taking over, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't hit it off with the parents, they're not even going to let you look at the school. They can show you as much money as they want to. So I just have a great feeling about 2025 in this defensive line. I think somebody, I don't know yet who it is, but there's going to be a young guy shine, and they're going to be taking up, like, it will be a surprise to us all. And I don't know who that guy's going to be, but I'm excited to find out. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I think if he stays healthy, this year could be potentially a crazy year for Tyree West. Not that he's a young guy. I'm not, saying he's the young guy you're thinking of, but he was injured for part of last year and still was arguably more effective than he was the year before in his sophomore season.
He's nasty, man.
Just the hits he lays on people, like, you don't want to be running into a gap and see him step into it.
Nah.
Because he doesn't need a running head start to lay you out.
No, he's a dog, bro. And I like, he just plays nasty. You know what I mean? Like, he plays nasty. A guy I think that we should look out for, though, 5-star guy, Isaiah Campbell, the 5-star freshman. I think he's the one that might make the most noise. And I don't know. I don't want to, because Marion Dye is a dog too. So, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous because I think we have so much talent. I don't want to say the wrong person, bro. There's just too much talent. There's too much talent. Way too much talent.
Only we have this problem at every position.
I think, and that's not even the problem, right? I think what we have is something that a lot of teams wish they had, but I think now we have an opportunity to not only put the nation on notice, but put the SEC on notice that, hey, this is the best defensive line in the country. And it was last year. It was the year before. By the numbers, 2023 actually was better than last year. Yeah. But for the longest last year, we led the league in TFLs, right? We didn't have a lot of sacks, but we led the league in TFLs for a long part of the year. We also led the team in least rushing, like most rushing yards, not allowed, I should say, least amount of rushing yards. We were first in the SEC for a very long time last year,
and I think there should have been a few more sacks in there that weren't called intentional grounding that should have been, in my opinion.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase this question because I've been thinking about this a little bit since we started. Obviously, like I mentioned, Jackson Moy, David Hobbs was a very special combination, a very special rotational group that we had in 2024. When Gardner rides a hot group, he rides them for a few drives until somebody slacks off and he's going to sub you. But aside from that, do you think that there's a game where the rotation needs to shrink?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's going to depend on score at the time, right? Like because immediately my thoughts are Georgia, Bama, Florida. But if we're up in one of those games by, I don't even want to say if we're, because we were up in the Georgia game last year and we just offensively crapped the bed and put our defense in repetitive bad situations. I'm going to say Georgia and Bama for sure. Florida, I'm not sure if we should shrink it or not because their quarterback, assuming he's still healthy at that point, is like quick enough on his feet that he could wear some guys out. So I think keeping the rotation large there to help people, recover, keep their energy up, and be able to stay after him all game. So probably Georgia, Bama would be my pick.
I don't want to limit what we can do based off of who's hot. I feel like there's going to be moments in those big 3 games where, yes, this group is fire, bro. Like they're they're doing what they're supposed to do. But there's always those moments when you begin to lack off. And I don't want a rotation to be the limit. And I feel like Gardner won't let that happen, right? Like, I mean, I genuinely don't think he would allow that to happen in such a big moment. But I don't want it to be something that holds us back either.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is no hate, anything. All love to these guys. If we're in a must-stop drive against Georgia, now, unless they come out early in the season and are just absolute monsters, I don't necessarily want to see like Isaiah Campbell, Jordan Ross, Nathan Robinson, and Tyree Weathersby all out there at the same time. And like,
I don't think you will.
A must-stop drive. I don't think I will either. I'm just saying that's what I mean by limit the rotation in those games. Like in those big moments, we need our big dogs who have been here, done that. Like they've experienced SEC road games, although Georgia's home, but they've been in those big moments before, and they either rose to the occasion or know what they did wrong last time and have that to build off of.
Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure. I think it's the most experienced group, right? Other than the defensive back room. But I think it's the most experienced group and the most talented group, honestly, on our roster. And so when you talk about defense, it's the one thing that I genuinely don't worry about anymore. I just say that's going to keep us in games because that's what won us a lot of games last year, bro. Like they alone won us the Florida game. Like literally, bro, we could get nothing going offensively and they won us that game.
I would put this squad and our running back group as like 1A and 1B.
I agree.
I agree. Best groups on our team, both this year and last year.
Yeah. And I think that's just credit to position coaches. Darrell Sims has come in and there's been no drop off at running back, and I think if anything, he can be responsible for Deshaun Bishop's breakout year last year, right? Who would have thought Deshaun almost had 500 yards rushing and he didn't even play in all 13 games we played in.
Yeah.
Right. He got injured there for a little bit with the ankle. I don't know, man. I'm excited about both. Like you talked about the running backs a little bit there. I'm excited about that group, but I'm really excited about this defensive line just to see the rotations, see what Gardner's cooking up, and just see how much better they can be in 2025, because I think they have an opportunity to succeed, like super succeed all their accolades from the last few years, because now all of those guys have also been a part of those teams. And now they are the guys, right? Like they are the leaders. They are the seniors now. And they get to lead the charge. So
briefly
I'm excited,
speaking
man.
on Bishop, a stat I saw that I just thought was absolutely stupid. You talked about how he almost had 500 yards. He also had like a 6-yard rushing average, but he only had 10 or more attempts in 3 games. last year.
Tells you a lot about. That's a big play guy, bro.
Yeah.
He's a big play waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Excited about him, bro. Excited about D Bish. I think he's gonna be great. There's a video from like a quick WBIR kind of sports thing, and that guy has put on some weight too. Looks amazing. Looks great. So excited about Deshaun Bishop this offseason. And I think, I don't know why I always yawn when we get on the show. Like I just instantly just get sleepy for some reason. I don't get it. But anyways, the group y'all want to talk about the most, man, is the quarterback position. And, you know, we talked a little bit about it in the intro. We talked a little bit about it at the top of the show. This battle that we have going on is very, very intriguing because Heupel said that this is now a 3 quarterback battle, mentioning George McIntyre as being a potential in for the starting quarterback job in a freshman season. While I don't believe that's authentic, I do, Corey, want to go back to what you mentioned. I feel like the battle is more between who's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mean, if we go watch the spring game, George McIntyre was much better looking out there than Jake Merklinger. Am I wrong about this?
No, I agree. That's why I think I'm solely going based on what I've seen from the two of them in Tennessee uniforms, which obviously is a much smaller sample size for George McIntyre than it is for Merklinger. If there is a battle with Joey, I wouldn't be surprised if it's George and Joey battling more than it is Jake and Joey battling. Just from what I've seen from George and Jake, again, super small sample size. I agree with what Dylan just said, though.
All right, so what he says in the chat here is when it comes down to it, if Jake or George takes the first drive against Syracuse, we're in trouble. Ultimately, that is the truth. And I don't think it's going to happen because the leadership that we've seen already from Joey Aguilar is enough to let me know exactly what's happening in that facility every single day. And in 10 days, when they kick off fall camp, it is not going to surprise me when Rocky Top Insider and VolQuest do their first day of practice videos and Joey's throwing to the ones. Yeah. Like, I know you're going to see them all throw to the ones, but when you're seeing the reps in practice and Joey's getting 20 and Jake's getting 10 and George is getting 5, right? Like, that is not going to surprise me. And I think when you look at it, C2, I saw some wild stats about this quarterback battle per se. So Jake Merklinger is a 6'3" redshirt freshman, 215 pounds. George McIntyre, 6'6" freshman. He's gained 15 pounds in the offseason. He's at 200 now. And Joey Aguilar, 6'3", 225. Out of all of those, you know, what sounds like the guy you want to roll with?
I mean, I'm rolling with Joey for sure.
Right? Like 6'3", 220. That sounds like an SEC quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By the numbers, the number of career pass attempts by a quarterback in Tennessee's offense minus Joey Aguilar. Can you guess that number?
Wait. The number of current quarterbacks or
the minus Joey Aguilar? Can you guess the number of pass attempts by a quarterback in Tennessee's offense?
Oh, I mean, I know the answer if we're talking actual games and not orange and white games. It's, I think, 9 with Merklinger.
9 passes attempted.
Yeah.
C2, do you know how many yards Joey Aguilar threw for in 2 seasons at Appalachian State?
A crap ton.
7,212.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how many touchdown passes we threw in 2024?
Not enough.
21.
Yeah.
That is 17 less touchdowns than Hendon Hooker threw for in 2022.
Yeah.
I want you to know this too. This is another thing. Hendon Hooker threw for 4,239 yards and 38 touchdowns in 2022. In 2023, Joe Milton's season, we threw for 3,162 yards and 22 touchdowns. Watch this, everybody, so that all of the Joe Milton haters, if y'all want to come out from creeping, that Homer Simpson meme when he's like falling into the bushes, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to come out the bushes, in 2024, we threw for a total of 2,875 yards and one less touchdown than Joe Milton. So we threw for 300 less yards and threw for one less touchdown, and Nico threw for over 300 yards one time. Guess who that was against?
That was NC State, wasn't it?
UTC.
UTC. Okay.
Now, let's state the obvious. There were a lot of drops in 2024.
There were also a lot of missed wide open receivers in 2024.
That was the next thing that I was going to say. There were a lot of misses as well. The offensive line, there were some protection issues, right? I don't think John Campbell played one game last year at 100%. I think early in the season, before we got to Alabama, Lance Hurd was really bad. And I think he turned a corner massively in 2025. We expected greatness in 2024, Corey, and we went to the playoff. What can we do with competency at the quarterback position? What can we do with a guy that's thrown for over 7,000 yards in 2 seasons? He threw for more in 2 seasons than Joe and Nico did combined.
What we can do, or what I think is likely, that likely high end versus
answer
likely high end. Yeah, likely high end. I think we can make it back to the playoffs, potentially with a higher seed than last year, because our schedule again is very favorable.
It is.
What is within the realm of possibility, although I think it's on the crazier end of the realm of possibility, is potentially making it to the SEC championship game, and obviously making it to the playoffs from there.
Boy, you out here.
Like I said, the crazy end of possible, but it is possible.
Kevin Garnett said anything is possible. So I agree. Anything is possible. That don't mean it's gonna happen, but it could.
I don't think it will either, but
it could though.
It's possible.
So Dylan has this in the chat. Says if our running backs can mirror Sam's production, and if the defense is just as reliable, a competent middle of the road quarterback can be enough for us. A great quarterback, and the sky is the limit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think there's a piece of me that says Joey doesn't even have to be like God Almighty, because guys, I know that we deem Hendon Hooker as like the GOAT, right? And yes, what a year we had. He did nothing out of the ordinary from just hitting guys that were wide open, right? I mean, when Hendon had misses, they were bad too, but he was never overthrowing guys like on a deep route. He was overthrowing a comeback route or maybe selling a slant route here and there. There were a lot of balls, bro, that Hendon should have had picked off, but the guys dropped them, right? Like he wasn't perfect, but we just remember the moments where when guys are open, bro, wide open, he wasn't giving them any shot to drop this ball or to not be hit. And I feel like what does that, like that only comes with experience, bro.
To echo what Dylan said, Ruck, who's the best quarterback in Tennessee history from like a talent and stats perspective? Like, dude was just an exceptional quarterback.
Is it like, okay, this could go a lot of different
I feel like
ways.
you're going to say something that's going to make some people angry. I'm not talking about.
I don't think you're talking about who I want to say.
Who do you want to
but
say?
I want to say Tyler Bray. But I don't think that that's who you're talking about.
No,
I mean,
that's not
Peyton
who I'm talking
Manning.
about. I would consider Peyton the best, even though not
Look
necessarily.
what
win
Dylan
loss.
said. Go ahead and say Tyler Bray. Hey, bro.
But-
Tyler Bray was that dog, bro. Y'all people be hating on T Bray. T Bray was cold, bro.
I don't think
Bray was him.
I'm not hating on T. Bray, but to put him in the same conversation as Manning is a little crazy.
I'm not. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said Tyler Bray is my dog. Like, I like Tyler Bray. He was a dog, bro. California cruising. You feel me?
But to get to my point, Peyton Manning was likely the best quarterback we have from like a talent and stats, like just from a talent perspective at the very least. Who did we win a championship with?
T. Martin.
Right. Not to take anything away from T. T was a good, competent quarterback. But he's who we won that national championship with. If you've got an amazing team around you, you don't have to be Peyton Manning to win it all.
I hate bringing these bums up on my show, but it's true. I mean, y'all know my guy Stephen Cawley, big Alabama fan, comes on the show every single year. We play Bama in basketball and in football. He gives great insight. You know, he's very high on Alabama in 2025. He thinks, you know, they're winning the national championship. He also thinks that if they don't win the national championship this year, DeBoer is going to get fired soon. And so, but one thing that he said to me that I hated when he said it, but it was the most true thing I think I've ever heard come out of his mouth when he talked about Alabama, because he's a homer, but he's not like such a homer where it's just impossible to talk to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he said this. He said the reason he is so excited about Alabama football in 2025 is because every national championship they have won has not been with their most talented quarterback.
That's yeah.
Go back and think about it, bro.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Hurts, right? He got benched for Tua. That's what won them the national championship, right? Like, and Tua was hella talented, but no one knew who Tua was that year. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. Jake Coker? What? Mac Jones?
Yep.
Like, Mac Jones can't even start in the NFL anymore, bro. Like, he is second, third string in the NFL now, but wasn't the most talented either at Alabama, but was throwing to a Heisman receiver in Devontae Smith.
Yep.
They have won most of their national championships with very mediocre quarterbacks. And what you're just to hit on your point, not that T. Martin was mainly mediocre, but when you're talking about Peyton Manning, right? Like, T wasn't like even on the docket to win a natty, but he did it, right? Joey said, or Dylan says this: if you put Joey's stats in 4 years on an index of the last 20 years of UT's quarterbacks, he's in between Peyton and Casey Clausen. That's good company, brother.
I'll take that.
That's really good company
for sure.
That's really good company. I don't know, man. I agree with you. And I'm not saying Joey's like mid, but I don't think that he is what we thought we were going to be walking into the 2025 season with. And I'm excited about it. But I think 3-4 months ago, we were all very competent and very like, you know what, man, this year we might just go right back to the playoff, right? Like that was the talk. And then it all got shaken up. And now we're in a place where, you know, it's always interesting in Knoxville. We never just get normalcy, bro. It's always interesting.
I'm not saying Joey's mid either. I'm just saying if he was mid for an SEC quarterback, we could still make the playoffs with this team.
I mean, was Nico mid?
Last year, I would say mid adjacent. On the low end of mid.
What does that even mean?
I would put him on the low end of mid last year.
This man making up categories of mid. He's
He
mid adjacent.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like I wouldn't say he was decent.
Hey, that's what. Look, Dylan said it. Nico was below mid. So okay, so he was mid ball.
Yes.
He also said, call it shit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was something. We're going to find out more about this quarterback battle here in 10 days, and I'm excited, man. Fall camp is literally here, boys. Literally 10 days away. We will be having a show on the first day of fall camp, C2. How does that makes me feel amazing. That makes me excited. Amazing. So I think here's what I've got. I think there's a place where we get in the fall camp, the competition separates, and we know Joey is going to end up being the guy. From that moment on, it's what are we installing for him, right? Hypo, you've heard Hypo say this, right? I've done it with short quarterbacks. I've done it with tall quarterbacks. I've done it with lefties. I've done it with righties. I've done it with fast. I've done it with slow. He will tailor the offense to what his quarterback allows him to do.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like we're going to get that money back, boy. We're going to be able to launch that thing because Joey is a gunslinger and wants to put the ball downfield. That's what makes me excited more than anything.
And I hope so.
That's what makes me more excited about more than anything in this year, bro. So, I mean, 10 days away, fall camp starts. We're going to see who rolls out there with the ones to start. And then we're going to see what the rotation's like. How many reps are guys getting? I can't wait for all the updates from people. This is a great time, everybody who's watching, the 10 people watching. This is a great time to join the Discord. If you hop in our Discord, all you got to do, join the channel right now. I'll see it when we get off, or I'll even see it live if you join the channel. This is going to get you access to our Discord channel where we have details, stuff that happens before news outlets, VolQuest, Rocky Top Insider, like those. We get this information before them most of the time. I'm not even lying to y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that for y'all to even pay $2. I'm saying that because if you want to know what's going on early in fall camp, if you want to know what's going on outside of the football realm, baseball, anything, basketball, we have the inside. We got plugs, and plugs will be used, right? So
I'm just saying,
y'all let us know.
If I want to know what recruit might be signing with us today, I hop on the Discord before I go anywhere, Twitter, Thread, like any of those places. I hop on our Discord and see if anyone's posted any news. And if they haven't, I know we're probably not getting anybody too exciting today.
Yep. That's real. So, man, if y'all want to be a part, all you got to do, join the channel, man. $2, hop in here. Literally, Dylan said this. We knew Joey was transferring here 12 hours before the news broke. Quite literally. Like we already knew. Bags were packed. Y'all think I'm capping? Join the Discord, man. You get all that stuff for free once you join, man. Join the channel. The news is then right there at your fingertips at all times. But man, we'll be back Wednesday live, midweek chat. Can't wait to chop it up. Going to be a great night. Going to finish up, and we're going to talk about the offensive line and Glenn Ellerbe. It's the group that I was the most worried about, and then we got Sam Pendleton and Wendell Moore. And everyone is telling me how great David Sanders looks on campus and what he has done to his body, gaining 25 pounds in the offseason. It's the group I still have questions, I'm still questioning, but now I have a lot more confidence going into fall camp, at least about the first 5. Everything after that does worry me. But we'll talk all about that on Wednesday. But y'all, man, thank y'all for tapping in with us tonight on a Sunday, man. I hope y'all have a great week, man. Again, you know where to stop on Wednesday for your midweek chat, for your midweek coffee that you need. Come and hang out with us, man. Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We'll be live right here on YouTube and Facebook, man. But until then, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel. C2, you got anything, man, before we wrap?
No, just look forward to seeing y'all on Wednesday. I'll be on for back-to-back shows.
You already know what it is, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. Y'all have a great Monday and Tuesday. We'll see you guys back here live on Wednesday from my guy C2, man. It's your boy Rucking the Building. You already know what it is. Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you on Wednesday.